Does that actually, okay. Can I still have action, please? No, give me a 3, 2, 1 action.
Oh, all right, okay. 3, 2, 1.
How did I feel when I found out I got into Cambridge?
Oh my gosh. I was super excited. It was honestly one of the best moments in my entire life.
I was shaking initially.
I was jumping up and down. I was so happy. I couldn't believe that I had achieved something that I thought I couldn't achieve.
But I was very proud of myself as well, and I was a bit emotional because
I wanted to go to Cambridge ever since year 9. So I was just excited to fulfill sort of this dream and to tell my mum that I'd gotten in to do her proud.
I ran to my sixth form and I told my sociology teacher, and then she cried, and then I cried, and then the whole staff department cried.
Hi, my name's Nissy. I go by the name Nissy Tee.
Hi guys, I'm Ibrahim Mohammed.
Hey, I'm Holly.
Hi guys, my name is Courtney Daniella.
Hi, I'm Parth.
Hi, I'm Shirley Bekker.
Hello, my name is Senthooran.
I'm a recent graduate.
I'm a first year.
I'm a second year.
I am a third-year undergraduate.
I'm a fourth year.
Graduated.
I'm a second year at Jesus College.
Homerton College.
Wolston College, the University of Cambridge.
I'm at Queen's.
At Jesus College.
Corpus Christi College, Cambridge.
And I study at Robinson College, studying human, social and political sciences.
English.
Studying human, social and political sciences.
Studying biological natural sciences.
Studying physics.
I studied natural sciences.
And I study medicine.
Oh, yes, I just do it! Okay, so.
The number one item I would say that people need to bring when they come to Cambridge is
Extension leads.
When I came, I had loads of instant noodles. So.
Plug sockets are put in the strangest of places in the rooms. You need extension leads. Bring a few so you can work out the best fitting leads. That's a good one.
Because it's cheap food, you can cook it quickly. It tastes good, you just spice it up. Sometimes you put vegetables, sometimes you don't.
bring them your seasoning.
Chicken. Chicken, all day, every day.
Oh, that is a really good question.
But my issue is that the food here is very different. It's not bad, it's just different. And salt and pepper isn't gonna cut it now and then, so maybe bring your own seasoning.
Okay, personal to me, what I'd say you pack for Cambridge, pack your hair stuff.
And possibly a laptop to Google or YouTube how to make your own wigs, because it's kind of tough finding a hairdresser out here.
We've had that as well.
Serious?
Oh, bring a bike.
Listen, my hair means a lot to me, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you because there is one black hair shop in Cambridge. So pack your shea butter, coconut oil, product, cream, moisturizer, sprays, pack all of that because finding it is gonna be really, really tough, okay?
Bring a bike because guys, you really think you can walk everywhere. Sometimes you can't. I struggle now and then. The real reason why I don't go to societies is because I don't have a bike. So bring a bike.
My first impression of Cambridge was that it looked a little bit like Harry Potter with all the castles.
My first impressions were like, whoa, everything is so fast-paced here. It's like this little bubble where things happen.
I think I kind of had a moment of doubt, just questioning whether this was actually for me.
I was definitely quite intimidated.
I got really homesick, let's be very real about this.
That's completely normal, you know? It's like going into any new environment, you're always gonna feel a bit of that anyway.
But it's an amazing place. I love it now.
Made some incredible friends from kind of, you know, the first couple of weeks, and they're my friends till now. So I think that kind of gave me a bit of comfort.
So I actually came across Jesus College by accident when we'd parked in the wrong place. And when we went in, it was just amazing. Grounds were huge, buildings were amazing, but the people were the best. They were some of the friendliest people I've met and so welcoming.
And I came here again on a summer school trip, and I got to stay at and I thought the food wasn't nice and I thought the building was quite ugly. So I went across the street to Corpus, noticed that the grass was nicer and decided I was going to apply to Corpus Christi College.
And my first impression of Wolfson was, it was quite underwhelming just because our freshers wasn't that great. But I think like many things, don't judge a book by its cover. When I finally settled in at Wolfson, it was the best place in the world, and I love being here. And I can definitely say this, when you apply to, or when you get into Wolfson College, when you integrate at Wolfson College, you meet the world at Wolfson. Copyright, Ibz Mo.
Just go out there and make yourself do it. You might not make friends for the whole of your 3 years or your 4 years here, but you'll certainly meet a lot of great people.
From a variety of backgrounds. And you know, there's no point coming to such an amazing place and not making use of that.
This is my number one thing, okay? So, you'll go in, socializing, you go to a bar, you go to the freshers thing, what they call it. You say, hi, can I introduce myself, please? That's it. They can't say no, because if they say no, then they're rude. They're obviously going to say yes. And then you say, I'm Ibz Mo, I study this, and then there you go.
I think when you first get to university, a lot of people get wrapped up in, I need to make friends, I need to make friends. And I just feel, chill out and be yourself, and people who have similar personalities to you, you guys will kind of find each other.
Just speak to people.
Plug yourself into a society
Open yourself up, you know, go to different people.
so that you meet people who are also passionate about what you're passionate about.
And I know sometimes, you know, that's really, really difficult.
About if it's sports, if it's music, if it's just going to Nando's and eating.
I'm not saying that you'll become best friends with all of them, but I'm just saying try. Start, you know, the conversation.
You'll find people who share common ground with you and you can all become friends.
Also, the real answer is just go on your Facebook page and try to find like the freshers page for your college, so the Wolfson College freshers, and then you can make friends and you can start to mingle before you even start in uni.
My first friend, I made them in the first week. Yeah, I made them like in the first week. It wasn't a long time.
Do you know what? Crazy, it's so crazy because I actually made my first friend on Twitter. My first friend, Mandy, so shout out to you, Mandy, if you're watching this. And we just started talking from there. And then, and we were the only two, well, she was the only other black girl that I knew that would be going to Homerton College in the same year as me. So for me, that was like...
So my first friend I met when I first got to my accommodation, which was on the first day. And I'm still friends with them. That, in fact, is my college husband, who I'm now living with this year as well. And yeah, we've been friends for 3 years now, so it's great.
I met someone, my first friend at Cambridge, actually before I arrived. So her name is Katie, and she is still my go-to, like one of my best friends here. In my area, there was this event that was hosted for people in my area that had got into Cambridge, and so it just brought together a few people. Yes, I met Katie. She is such a lovely individual, and I'm so grateful to have met her before going there, because when I saw her when I first arrived, it was like, it felt so much more like home.
We all went out to a restaurant, and everyone spoke quite a bit and about things that I wasn't that interested in, except for one person who kept relatively quiet, and I decided we were going to be friends. And till this day, we are still friends. Ruth, I don't know if you know her. So shout out to you, Ruth, you know. Shout out to you if you know who you are.
How long did it take till I met my first friend? My first friend at Wolfson College was Martina Fernandez, etc., because she's got some extra surnames. And I met her on the open day, and I was quite scared. And I asked, you know, what is the intake of BME, Black and Minority Ethnic students, like here at Cambridge? And the president of Wolfson introduced me to Martina, who was the Equality and Diversity Officer. And as soon as I saw her high-waisted tracksuit bottoms, her white t-shirt that had food on it, I was like, this is perfect. I'm a tramp, she's a tramp, and then we became the best of friends. And it's been like that. We have organized and founded the Grandma Society, which is just myself and her watching Friends and eating Chinese food. Perfect.
That's such an easy question.
Okay, is this my chance to plug my own society?
I joined the Fairy Cake Society because you don't have to invest any time, and they just drop a fairy cake in your pigeonhole every term. So I would definitely recommend the Fairy Cake Society if you join Cambridge. We could get
What was my favorite society? The ACS, the African Caribbean Society. Why? Because I'm African. It was like finding home. It was literally like finding a home, a community of people who understand you.
I am the president of the Cambridge University Indian Classical Arts Society, and I play an instrument called the tabla. I've been playing that for since I was 5. We organise lots of concerts. We get sort of full houses most of the time, and it's a great way to promote Indian classical music and dance, which you don't see much of in Cambridge, to be honest.
My favourite society is the African Caribbean Society. Why? Because I was the president of the African Caribbean Society. I think it's absolutely lit. Nissy was the president before me, and we just have a lot of fun. It's a big community, and we're just fighting on to change the kind of perception about black students at Cambridge. For example, we did have that viral photo of the hashtag Black Boys at Cambridge.
I'm not actually part of that many. I think my favourite is the Ballet Society because in my first year I participated in their annual show. I saw my sister do it and I always wanted to do it, and now I'm doing it. It feels amazing.
So I didn't really join any societies this year. To be fair, I did join the Tea Society. That's how fun I am. The Plant Society. And also the Knitting Society. So, as you can tell, I'm very fun. However, that's probably because I didn't manage my time properly. Next year, I'm gonna run for student president. I might just announcing this on camera, I just realized. So I'm gonna run for student president, hopefully I get it, because I love societies like student associations, the JCR, which is Junior Common Room, which is societies that work with colleges and work as a voice for students. So I'm hoping to run within that and get a role to try and voice Wolfson students and help us in terms of, to help us progress as the year goes by, socially, psychologically, and of course, academically. Dealing with the workload can be quite difficult, especially for your first term in your first year. So you guys, it's going to be quite hard.
Plan around the things that you enjoy doing, not around the things that you, like don't plan around work. Plan around the things you enjoy.
Make sure you work around the things you love so that when you do study, you're more effective and you enjoy it. Yes, you need to dedicate a hell of a lot of time to studying.
Know when you should take a break and know when to really, when you're pushing yourself to the limits, because you don't need to crumble at the first hurdles.
YouTube was kind of my it was like my solace basically. It was something that I could concentrate on and focus on outside of the Cambridge bubble, outside of everyday thinking about the next essay that I need to do, the next piece of reading that I need to do, whatever it is.
Don't set unrealistic goals. Set goals that you know you can achieve.
Do the work in time and not to try and do it very last minute, because you'll get stressed with possibly not understanding the content and knowing that you only have an hour to understand and complete it.
And also work on a long-term basis. Think of what you want to achieve at the end of a week, at the end of a month. And if you work in that sense, you'll get things completed.
I would say definitely after lectures, try and go home as soon as you've come back from a lecture to go over the lecture content, digest everything that was said in the lecture, and then it should make the supervision homework a lot easier for you because you already understand it.
If you are organised about it, if you organise your time well, you'll be fine.
Oh, that's an awfully long time ago.
Yeah, I can remember.
Ooh, this is actually quite an interesting story.
When I left my first supervision, I cried because I thought I had done so poorly.
My first supervision was actually nerve-wracking. All I remember was being scared before going in.
My first supervision at Cambridge it was a fight. There was lots of arguing, lots of shouting. It was a politics supervision and the topic was about terrorism.
But it turns out to be fine. I don't want to discourage anyone.
Everything that you think Cambridge is about happens in the supervision. I left and I literally had a headache because I had to think very, very fast and I had to think very critically and analytically, and I'd never done that before. So it was a great experience and something that I will remember for the rest of my life. It was amazing.
I was expecting a very intense sort of atmosphere where I was going to be grilled with questions. However, it seemed to be more of a situation where they were interested in what I didn't know and what questions I had, because I thought I had to know everything in supervisions, when really supervisions are for me to ask questions and for me to really address things that I wasn't sure about, to help me understand a concept or a subject better.
My supervisor said some words that I did not understand, and instead of me to ask her, what is this massive English you're using in this hour, I was just there nodding, yeah, okay, yeah, I get you, yeah. And I got home, I didn't understand a thing, I couldn't read her handwriting. So I just thought, wow, is the next 3 years gonna be a waste of my money? I finally plucked up the courage to go to my supervisor in one of our end of term meetings and just say, I don't understand what you're saying and I don't understand your handwriting. And she was like, yeah, okay, we can deal with that.
Which can be, initially quite intimidating, but you get used to it and you actually realize how amazing supervisions are. Honestly, how great is it to sit in a room, or even at one point during the summer, I remember sitting on the grass talking about Shakespeare. I did English, so just sitting in these moments and actually going through the books that you love and that you enjoy and that you've read for years and years and years, and actually having an academic setting around that.
The school I came from, if you didn't know how to do something, or if you felt like the homework set wasn't in time with what you'd been taught, you could simply say, haven't been taught this, haven't learnt this yet. So I did this for my first supervision and I got a very, very, very angry email from my DOS. He was just like, this is Cambridge, you have to work hard, this isn't school anymore. He was just angry that I hadn't completed the work and said that I need to give it a go even if I hadn't been taught the content. But it turned out to be fine and we're friends now.
Why? How did you overcome that? Like, how did you become friends?
I ended up getting a 2-1 and he was my friend.
At my sixth form, I was very clever and I was put on a pedestal. And you come here and everyone's clever. And so it can feel quite intimidating, but don't be upset that you're being criticized, because at the end of the day, this is Cambridge University and they want to get the best out of you. And so they're going to criticize you so they can bring the best out of you. So don't be hurt by criticism, but learn from criticism. Learn to be the best individual and the best academic you can be by listening and overcoming.
Believe that you deserve to be here. And that's something that I say with a lot of passion and a lot of heart, because I get so many people who message me, who email me, and who will say, I would love to study at Cambridge, I would love to apply, but. And there's always a long list of the different buts, whether it be, but, do black people really get into Cambridge? But I'm from a working class background, doesn't everyone have to be rich? But don't I have to have like 12 million A stars? But do I have to do this? But do I have to do that? Please don't let your but be the reason for you to miss out on an incredible opportunity.
Do the things you want to and enjoy it, basically, because it's an amazing time of your life, it's an amazing chapter. You meet so many new people that you may know for the rest of your life. So just enjoy it, live in the moment and stay very positive. Don't stress.
So my personal advice would be stick to how you work. People here work in different ways. Some people here are able to work for 2 weeks before the exam and get really high marks. But if you're the person who needs to work throughout the whole year, make sure you stick to that. Don't get influenced by how other people work. Find what works best for you and follow that.
But what I would say is that, for one, you can always step outside of this bubble to remind yourself that Cambridge isn't the world and grades isn't everything. And after you graduate from Cambridge, there's a whole entire world out there that doesn't only value you by what grades you get. Definitely have some plans in place that you visit your family regularly, or just take yourself out of the bubble to remind yourself that grades aren't everything, and neither is Cambridge.
Hi everyone! So not only are we all students here, well, some of us recently graduated, we also have our own individual YouTube channels linked below.
We also wanted to wish you good luck in applying, and congratulations if you've been made an offer and got it.
We hope to see you very soon, and best of luck.
Thanks for watching!
Woo!